Namaste. I'm Dr. Lina Thakar. I'm an Ayurveda physician and healer based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Last 10 years, I'm running this program here in USA. Today, I'm going to share a dialogue of Ayurveda and acid reflux. During my day-to-day practice here, I share few moments to create this video, which may help the community. And I thank you for watching this in advance. I have already posted a video clip on acid reflux, but I was not able to obviously put that the way I wanted it. So I'm just redoing this basically. So acid reflux basically is a very common ailment now in our, especially our modern world. The eating patterns, the eating habits, the stress, everything that actually attributes to more challenges for digestion, and also which results many times in acid reflux basically. Ayurveda has wonderful, nice remedial plan for this. First of all, preventing it as always, and then at the same time reducing the symptoms with natural holistic healing. So acid reflux basically is, we call apachan in Ayurveda. What happens, there are two aspects. One, direct relationship is a pitta imbalance, because pitta dosha in Ayurveda is important for obviously digestion of the food, mainly pachak pitta, and any kind of direct causes to aggravate pachak pitta or pitta itself will be obviously initiating acid reflux. So too much spicy foods, too much sour foods, these are specifically pitta aggravating ailments, and hence you have to be careful about sour, spicy, we call it lavana, and then also amla. Amla is sour, lavana is salty, and then third one is obviously spicy, which is pungent, or basically we call katu in Ayurveda. So these three important rasas, these three important things should be avoided. Again, I repeat, spicy, sour and salty foods. Their yogurt also should be reduced. So many times in modern way we think about yogurt being healthy and probiotic, but sourness actually aggravates pitta. So definitely consider revisiting your yogurt eating habits. So making sure avoiding spicy, salty and sour. And so many times we see the snacks are always salty nuts, salty chips, salty popcorn, everything is salt basically. Even processed food has so much salts basically, even cereals and everything, that one should be aware about. So salt, amla, sour. Now sour, plenty of the things are sour in the diet. Salad dressings, tomato ketchup, even mustard sauce. Many times we see unawarely that we are not understanding foods correctly, but sour does not mean directly sour fruit, but it is actually really the unhidden things in our food that are sour, and we don't realize that we are eating salads as healthy food, and then we are putting a lot of salad dressing, pickles. These are all simply to kind of touch base on food habits. The second important thing, direct heat, direct exposure to sunlight, and another important thing is late nights. I cannot tell you how much late nights are absolutely difficult for digestion, because whole biological cycle gets confused, and then the enzymes that are produced and when the food should be there in the digestive pattern is all confused cycle, and hence absolutely going to bed by 9:30 or 10 o'clock is very important. Late nights aggravate pitta. So these are direct pitta causes. Again, food habits, late nights, direct exposure to heat, sunlight, all these causes would aggravate pitta. Then secondary, the second thing that we have to understand is not many times the pitta can be a direct cause, but there can be stress, and stress is a significant cause for aggravating vata, which is the governing dosha. Vayu's tantra yantra dhara, means Vayu is the one that actually operates and holds our body machine. So if we are stressed, if we are on go-go lifestyle, if we are not meditating, if we are not grounded, and then that air in the body will fume the fire, which is pitta. It's obvious cause. So One is direct aggravating fire, which is the pitta causes I just shared. The second is aggravating air, which will fume the fire. And that is why the stress management is very important part, and that is why in Ayurveda acid reflux are kind of considered in both treatment plan are considered. So oil massages, abhyanga massages, somewhere belly massages, nabhi bastis definitely are important. Sometimes oil enema but also is helpful because this vata, aggravated vata, is cleansed out, and that is why abhyanga massages, nabhi basti, anuvasan basti, and then at the same time if it's too much stress or too much chronic ailment going, then the panchakarma, because then Shirodhara is included, which is the third eye treatment, will continuously calm the central nervous system. There's a direct gut and brain relationship. When the person is stressed, the GI tract struggles, and also the stress hormones are produced. To break this cycle, Shirodhara is very important. So these are simple tips that I'm sharing here for acid reflux. Please pacify the direct causes. Go for sweet natural foods, which are grains, lentils, vegetables, some healing spices like cumin seeds, cilantro, coriander. These are cooling spices for acid reflux. Then importantly, ghee. I cannot explain you how important ghee is. Ghee is good for vata itself, which is a causative factor because it's anxious and vata is dry, and ghee is excellent for pitta, which actually is cooling, and that is why ghee is highly recommended in acid reflux. 1 teaspoon of ghee in soups, stews, everything should be definitely considered. So direct causes: going to bed on time and making sure that you are not exposed to heating conditions. And on that note, many times anger and that kind of also is a heating element. So anger, frustration, irritability, all these are very much pitta aspects. So one has to kind of release these emotional patterns also is very important. So simple coconut oil head massage is very important to release this emotional pattern and keep you cool. And that is what importantly direct causes. And then I just shared you the causative factors, which are root causes, which are stress, go-go lifestyle, dryness, developing air which will fume the fire, and hence meditating, grounding, alternate nostril breathing, which is good. Cooling breaths are good for acid reflux, which is shitali, pitta pacifying, and vata pacifying is loma, anuloma. Both is alternate nostril breathing, which is good. And again for vata also, going to bed on time, following a routine. Now that we move in fall season, keeping warm, not too much heat for pitta people, but these are very important. Rose water is very important. You can take 1 teaspoon rose water 2 or 3 times as for acid reflux. That's helpful also. Cooling milk is recommended if you have a direct cause of pitta, and that is why cooling milk, cooling almond milk is good. Coconut water is good, but if the vata is the cause, then cold things will aggravate things. That's why you have to be really analytic there. Taking a consultation of the healer is very important. So these are simple ways to explain, and importantly is avoid your anger. Krodhat absolutely nashayati everything. Means krodha, anger will destroy health in every way. So in Gita, Krishna says with krodha, the anger, actually then the reasoning capacity, buddhi, is actually destroyed, and when buddhi is destroyed, then you are not able to take right decisions for your health and habits. And that is why definitely consider to avoid anger, and do not give this a luxury to make you angry to someone, because if someone is making angry, that means you are actually giving that person a privilege to affect your life. So make sure you put your thoughts internally, release your patterns, and that is very helpful. And that's helpful with chants, mantras, panchakarma, oil massages, and also doing some wonderful meditation. I have covered in detail about acid reflux. There are herbs like guduchi, shatavari, then triphala for general cleansing, for vata regimen, ashwagandha, basically if you are actually stressed out. So you have to little work with healer and not do herbs on your own, because you have to see whether it's a pitta pattern, whether you need guduchi, shatavari to pacify pitta, or cilantro, or dhanyaka, which is coriander seeds powder. But at some point you also have to see whether it's a stress, which is vata, then there must be ashwagandha. If there is a toxins, then we have to consider those herbs, and that is why herb patterns are definitely to be considered with consulting the physician or healer in Ayurvedic programs. So I have shared this. There can be inflammation, there can be ulceration, there can be other anatomical aspects. So it's always better to check with your physician if there is anatomical cause, and also work with your doctor, because Ayurveda is not licensed medicine, neither it's a mainstream medical program in, at least in United States. So you have to make sure that you rule out all the anatomical and medical possibilities with your physician. But these all the recommendations I have made today are absolutely excellent for integrative way. So even if you are working with any medical ailments, then you can consider all these recommendations and reduce your challenges and reverse back to balanced health. So I have shared in 10 minutes of this clip most about Ayurvedic and understanding on acid reflux. And finally, definitely consider mung dal soup. Mung dal is excellent, basmati rice is excellent, hence khichdi is excellent, but mung dal soup itself is very good pitta pacifier. So lot of food habits, dietary patterns, lifestyle patterns I have shared, and avoiding krodha, anger, is very important. So again, this is Dr. Lina. I hope this is helpful, and